just looking. I'm looking out here and I'm connecting. Yeah, a fan already knows what's gonna happen. And I'm already seeing that we're all here for the same reason, right? Yeah, which is just, to feel like anything. Yeah, give it up for that. Yeah. Come on in. Oh my gosh. Oh, what a good night. My name is Annie. I am a poet. Thank you so much. I did go to art school, so I am a nanny. And yeah, I did have to leave the poetry industry because it's so lucrative. It was getting to my head. So the way tonight is going to work, well, and I know some of you, I can feel the energy, and a lot of people are directing the energy towards this poetic object over here, right? And I think we're all feeling that. Yeah, we're feeling, who is this, right? What is this, right? Well, everything does have a narrative, and everything is also dead inside. And to me, this object does embody the deadness inside of all of us. It's a plank of wood I got at Home Depot for like $3.99. And throughout the night, I might interact with it, depending on how things make me feel. And at the end of the night, our winner is going to write an inspirational quote on it, right? So we're going to really hold our breath and our tension for that moment. So the way the night is going to work is we have 4 amazing contestants, and they are going to read some very vulnerable work that they've created. We also have an honorary guest poet who's going to really help us kind of judge the emotional buckets they'll be filling inside each of us. Right? So should we just get it going? Should we meet our contestants? Yeah? Hey, come on out. Where are you? Goo Goo Gaga? Yes. Come to the seat. Yeah. Where are they? Let's keep them coming. Okay. We got 2 more. Yes. That's so fun. I kind of feel because it's an intimate space, right? And we want to really feel one another's feelings, but also where they come from. So our first contestant, we're gonna have come up to the mic and introduce themselves and say what their favorite word is. Does that sound good? Yeah? Yeah! Our first contestant, this is Patricia. Patricia's looking Patricia up to the mic, you guys. What's your favorite word, Patricia?
Thank you for having me. Hold on. My favorite word probably is etiquette.
Oh my God, give it up for Patricia, right? And what a charged word that is, right? And even the way it was delivered, right, made me say, this sounds a little harsh, and I want to know what that means. Cool, let's keep it going. Let's welcome Blarney Stone up to the mic. Blarney, what's your favorite word? Oh, no, wait. Yeah! So I heard flob knob it. And I don't care what anyone else heard because this is my narrative in my moment. So that sounded like a rock. That sounded like a kind of rock to me. Let's keep it going. You guys, I can't believe we got Lubo the Furby here. Lubo, what's your favorite word? Wow, get it up for a lot was happening in that exchange, right? Because every moment is an exchange in a dialogue, right? And a chance to learn more about each other. I've never had a contestant fall asleep at the mic, so I'm coping with that right now. Cool, let's keep it going. Let's welcome Libby from troop number 17.
Hey guys, I'm Libby from Troop 17, and my favorite word is crumble.
Wow, gosh, and what a haunting and chilling word that is. Okay, before we're gonna meet our honorary guest poet in just a minute, but I have to ask you guys, have you guys ever been to a slam before? Anybody? Okay, Lou thinks he has been. So you're already doing it. Okay, at a slam, you can clap. Let's hear some clapping. We can woo, let me hear some woo. We can snap, right? And one of my favorites is go, okay. And so some of you, if you want to take a moment, look beneath your chairs, and a few of you do have a piece of paper laminated with Swayze on one side and a clawfoot tub on the other. Now, all that means is that throughout the poems, if the poem is making you feel Swayze, throw that up. If it's making you feel clawfoot tub, also throw that up. Let's try that, those that have it. Yeah, let's see it. Okay, cool, Swayze. Wow, I love the feedback. And so that's the purpose, is artists love getting feedback, especially in the moment of doing their art. So that's why we're going to be using this. Wonderful, wonderful. Oh, and I know some of you are saying Annie. What would I be reacting to, right? Alliteration, automatopoeia, rhyme scheme, metaphor, right? Moments with their mothers. Those are going to be moments where you're going to react, and we want to hear those feelings. So take a deep breath, right? No data, right? No crunching numbers, right? No graphs, right? You guys are going to choose these winners based on how it makes you feel. So should we meet our guest poet for the night? I'm going to read a bio because she is a very well-known, prolific, creative individual that I deeply admire and was following their work, so it's quite delightful to have her on the show. Aiden Arata is a writer, filmmaker, and new media artist whose work has appeared in publications including Mask, Bomb, Hobart, The Rumpus, Shabby Dollhouse, Real Pants, Potluck, and others. She's the author of chapbooks The Future and Object of Art, and is the writer and director of the short film Creep. She lives in LA and is on the internet as @Aiden Arata. Let's welcome Aiden up to the mic, you guys.
Hi, oh my gosh, this is so fun. You're also good looking. Which is what I like in a crowd. I'm not allowed to say that. Anyway, I'm going to read 3 poems. This is the first one. It's for someone who doesn't talk to me anymore. It's called For Louise. Louise, you never taught me how to ride a bike during that summer of chillwave boys who peddled baggies of weed and sandwiches to and fro under the bridge. We brewed a thin beer and brought it to the park in eco bottles, let it ferment the plastic under a shell of the sun. The first thing I gave you was a mohawk, and it looked shitty, like the mane of a castrated unicorn. You had the spirit of the enchanted forest in your eyes whenever you stole my Ativan. You looked like a bear in a circus, Louise. Your teeth were the same shape as your nails, like a bear's teeth are the same shape as its claws, and you pawed at me like I was a long joke and it was time to get to the punchline. I wear glasses now, Louise. You wouldn't even recognize me. I look like Velma from Scooby-Doo, but not the Velma who practices math and dreams of fingering Daphne, whose reliance on a dog is palpable and sad. There are ghosts worse than you. The second thing I gave you was a stick and poke. I drew ink to the surface from somewhere dark in you. I raised it with my tiny wand. I sprinkled cocaine over you while you slept and tugged your teeth gently, you canine love of one of my lives. Your name spreads across your stomach in the gothic scrawl of the skate witch of east of Bakersfield. I whispered that spell into your lack of hair, the endless possibility of you and my singular and discreet self, small but heavy. You are in a castle and you are in an abandoned amusement park. The monster pulls off its head and you are countless faceless fucks from when I lived next to the hospital where I dreamed I could hear the life support spooking sickness away, but really I just woke up. The endless possibility of what you are not, my singular and discreet self, small but heavy. Once when you spilled your beer in the park, you licked it off the grass like a sick dog. Louise, tonight I dream I'm on your handlebars. I dream we're on Rockaway Beach and we're not being serially killed. We're like a pair of scissors with ribbons on its finger holes, and I'm removing my shoes and you're sleeping on the roof like a question sleeps in my mouth before I ask it. I am Velma kissing the mystery. I don't try to pull off its shroud. Good boy, I say, and we walk to the van, our obscure machine. Swayze. This one's called Destroyer. I'm on my period in the graveyard and I don't feel anything but a little first world hunger. Are you far away from me, says the bluebird of happiness. I'm hungry, I say, and that rock looks like a peanut. We are the only vertebrates, says Meryl Streep, capable of such unbearable destruction. Down for whatever. I found a burnt sienna discman at Daniel's, held it over my head like the sun. I can't tell if that changed me, like I want so badly. Behold, the eternal bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. I would if I weren't sober, my excitable stomach, all its nerves like graveyards, like this one I went to and bled on handfuls and handfuls of linden petals and bled and then went home. Last night I was on the metro, it resembled a pill. I skated over the river and the big pubescent stranger dared the little one to offer their blunt to me, and I took it. The three of us resembled happiness. We referenced a good time, like the river via reflection was revealing our image and also communicating its very own impenetrability. Fear, oh fear, fuck you fear, I am seeing other people. I am slutty like rotisserie chickens look slutty, stupid, sappurous. Bridge on river, blood on the living things. And hey, don't go, a stone says cometh. I saw a commercial, it said if you believe someone else is responsible for your suffering, you can call this number. And this is the last one, which is also called Destroyer. Which is a desert, which is a rose stapled to a cross where I had my last good idea. My next is on the horizon, which is a golden dawn, and behind me the roses and the crosses are both white, and they and the sand are confused for one another, which is from the window of the sedan, which is like saying with all my heart, which is like saying all my life, awing the desert of its thoughtlessness, I've said no, and I have wanted no to answer me. Which is the same as a guide saying when your hands are in flames, don't put them in your mouth. When you love someone with all your heart, don't light a candle, sleep on it. Jesus, for once make a choice, which is a dead lizard, which is some crumpled up paper, which spine of what kind of palm leaf is pitching shadows on my skin, which is to say anything first you must hold it in your mouth, which is a feet stunned like a deli bag in the branches of a tree's reflection, which is in a puddle in my dream of Arizona, which is like still a little rock in the shape of a woman gets me every time. Here is an empty matchbook on this sidewalk where I crushed myself against eternity like a soda can. I wanted a place in me, I wanted to tangle some light with mine. In the destroyer of my dreams, I gutted me and destroyer climbed inside. It was embarrassing, like I was a clown car, like I actually thought an ideal would bloom behind me. All my life, which is like fine, I just opened the front door to my apartment and left. I left the door open and I said, take it back. I held that in my mouth, which is what happened next. Contemporary people stole my electronics and silverware. They kept the door open and then eternity. In the halls and under all the windows, water sleeping with soft leaves, mold sprays like black blood across the floor and grips a table and chokes the woodworm. A cat in heat erases her way along the living room wall. The desert sun picks through the fridge for something I might have left. Destroyer. In which I am standing in a parking lot saying sorry stuff and God, that I need to go on a little longer, and someone flicks a light in a room above me. Thanks.
Yeah. You guys are gonna go back on Monday to the water cooler and say that you heard some real poetry. How did that make you feel?
Anxious.
Mm-hmm. That's valid. Can we hear it?
Can you hear me?
Beep beep. Here, I'm really loud, so you can have that. If
live on the internet.
Whatever, YOLO. So we're gonna get into the rounds, and some of you guys
Slammed!
What? The slam?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were gonna get into the rounds.
Thank you.
Slam! It did. I was like, yes, we will slam. So we're gonna get to our rounds, and so something you guys do need to know is that I gave them themes, and each theme is something that makes me completely sad, and something that really destroys me inside. So the theme for the first round is Blarney Stone. I don't get it, and I don't care to understand. And that does make me sad that I don't care. So do you guys want to hear our first poem by Patricia? Woo! Yes.
Thank you so much for having me. I've been down the whole time because I can't figure out the mic stand. My name's Patricia and I travel around and I give etiquette lessons. So I'm gonna get it, mister. Thank you for supporting me. Oh, hi. Thank you. So, Blarney Stones, I have a few tips for you guys just to be respectful to everyone. So, Blarney, be loving and respectful, not eating yogurt. When you eat yogurt around someone, the sound of it in your mouth is so disgusting that it makes everyone hate you. Thank you. And no stone. Say thanks, only not exactly. So you have to say it if you don't like something, you have to be still grateful. Does anyone have anything they'd like to give to me? Anything at all? Okay, I'll take it. Oh my gosh, this is something that you gave me, and I'm going to put it in the trash for you. Thank you so much.
Wow. I know a lot of us came here tonight because we're working on our own poetry, right? And we came here to get those lessons. And so I think something that I find really beautiful is that a poem can just be instructions, you know what I mean? On how to approach, how to say thank you and put something in the trash. How did that make you feel? Anything come up for you?
Thank you.
Yes.
I really appreciate the gestures. I think that making it very personal by singling out a single member of the audience is a great creative tool.
Yes. And we see that a lot, but yeah, if you're ever feeling vulnerable while doing your art, make someone else feel vulnerable too. And it'll overeat. Wonderful. Should we keep it going? Welcome, Barney Stowe. Up to the mic.
My name's Blarney Stone. If you didn't know, the legend of Blarney Stone actually goes that I'm just gonna leave this alone right there. Don't need it at all. Goes that if you give the Blarney Stone a kiss, you get the gift of eloquence. So I came to give the little stone a kiss and give the gift of gab so as I can wins me old ball and chain back. Well, I didn't know if they'd have this stone here, so I brought me one with me. Since my name's Blarney Stone, I figure this will do. Legend is that you have to be upside down, so I give you this. It's close enough. Here we go, let's see if you have profit. Ha! 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 The night we met, I whistled while getting ready for a show. You matched my tune and caught my eye, and little did I know. This moment was the first of many, and soon our love would grow. The night that we shared our first kiss, we saw fireworks in the air. The world stopped moving as we touched lips. Also, your mother was there. The night we said I love you, we were both dressed to the nines. We caught the sunset on the beach and saw the planets as they aligned. This moment was unlike any before, transcendent and divine. As meteors showered around us and the stars shot across your eyes, I pulled a blanket over our heads and whispered, "Kate, love you, bye." The night we went our separate ways still eats at me inside. To know our paths, moments all have passed, or maybe I've just lied. Our paths might one day cross again, which gives me peace of mind. For I'm the yin and you're my yang, and we're cosmically aligned. Blast! I bet it was just temporary! Oh, there it goes, oh well.
Wow, swinging it across the board and then a little clawfoot tuck coming in at the end. Wow. You know, when we're critiquing poetry, we want to say the speaker, right? Because we don't always want to say it's actually the person that wrote it, right? Because we want to have that distance if someone needs that. But the moment when the speaker said, "Okay, I love you, bye," for me was really moving and shocking, right? And it took me to another time.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that the first rule of poetry is that it should always rhyme.
Yeah.
So, on that.
That's the word,
Real
yeah.
Silverstein hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I look for in a piece, in a slam, is Silverstein elements. Truly iconic. Wonderful. Should we keep it going? Let's hear a slam poem. Because you guys can't see it. We see the page over here. We're seeing what they're, and the way it's on the page looks like a dialogue, and I don't know who's talking.
I just went on a journey. When he said Lutudio, I felt that.
Yeah, it felt like a language from another time, right? Another time and another narrative.
1997.
Narrative, right? Everything has a narrative. Just like that wood knows, this Furby knows. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take a couple years to process that. Okay, you guys want to hear our final poem for round one? Let's welcome my good friend Libby from Troop 17.
Hey guys, you might know me as Libby. You might see me on the news because they found me. I just wanted to read you guys a story, a poem. My bad. Okay, here goes nothing. Troop 17 is lost in the woods. Can't find the path and forgot all the goods. No cookies, no popcorn, no Trader Joe's juice box, no matches, no water, no cuddly cute pet fox. It seems like we came wildly unprepared, but I'm not afraid, not even a little bit scared. School, yep, we're missing it. Hey teachers, don't wait up. I could learn something in the woods, like how to skin a woodchuck. I don't know what a Blarney stone is. I've never been to France, but we're in deep woods trouble. And Jenny wet her pants. Stacy's crying, Trudy is eating berries. Our troop leader screams, now I'll never get married. Hours turn to days, we won't be home soon. Trixie rocks back and forth, humming a crazy tune. Panic spreads fast, but will never reach me. I'll hide myself away alone in a tree. I watch as they freak and they whine and they cry, knowing that someday at last we all die. A circle is round, it has no end, except the end that will come to all my friends. Thank you guys so much.
Both, right? Duality, right? Wow, did anything stand out for you in particular?
The heavy emphasis on death. Yes.
Yeah, that was my favorite moment because we all are dead inside. But no, that moment too, and I think, you know, because we are all working our own poetry, really, before you read any poem, whether it be at an open mic situation or for friends and lovers, say, here goes nothing, right? Because that was how Livy started out. Here goes nothing, right? And yet there was a whole lot of everything in that. Haunting. Okay, you guys, before we go into round 2, that was round 1, give a round of applause. So, what I like to do between each round is a rapid fire poetic question moment. And this is a poetic question I came up with. They haven't heard it. I'm gonna ask it fast and they have to answer fast. And then Aiden, you're gonna choose your favorite answer. So you guys just gonna say it loudly because this is my, you know. So your question, you guys, is, why does the wind remind me of how hard it is for me to connect with my mom? So, go.
I think that moms don't go outside as much as the rest of us, so when you feel wind, you think about your mom's not there.
Yeah! That was a good answer! What's your answer to that question?
Because she screams so loud and it's blowing in your ear.
Also a good answer! Murphy, Lulo.
Come on, mama.
Yeah! Livy, what's your answer?
You know, sometimes things just blow away in the wind. So did my dad.
Yeah, you're right! Aiden, what was your favorite answer?
All solid, highly evocative imagery. I think I'm gonna do answer number 1.
Yeah, for Patricia. Patricia, you get 1,800 emotional points that have nothing to do with whether or not you're going to win the show. They're just for you to use throughout the week when you see fit. Wonderful. Get ready for round 2. The theme for round 2 is a good friend's basement. Because I kind of feel like maybe you have some close friends from high school and you would really connect in the basement, and then maybe like you drifted apart and there's some house parties over winter break and you didn't get invited, which is fine. Wonderful. So let's hear your first poem for this round, Patricia.
Thank you, Jim. One second while I get my paper open. Silly gloves. This is about sometimes to have etiquette, you have to be honest. And this is an honest open letter to my friend Angela, entitled "There's No Tact Underground." Why are we here? I don't want to be in here. Can we leave? There are no windows, and it smells like cat piss. And I can't hear you play your acoustic guitar anymore because you just started taking lessons. It's making me ill to have to listen to you. You have a full house upstairs where we could be doing all of this. Just use this pot of milk as for storage. Why are you doing this to me? It's a life of torture. I'm so glad I could be honest with you. I didn't even have to read it.
Moment where someone couldn't hold back their clawfoot tub, right? In a way that tub was overflowing. Wow, Patricia, a lot to unpack there. There's a lot of tension, right? A lot of tension, and it was fractured. Anything come out for you specifically?
Great line breaks.
Yeah.
Great, yeah.
It was like a clip. I was like, this line is over.
How much have they practiced guitar? Yeah, we found out.
Right?
And I like being on the edge. I like wondering.
Yeah, I believe it was, Allen Ginsberg that said, you're gonna go into a friend's basement, be ready to not have a good time.
That tattooed on their biceps, right? Like,
Yep. Wow. Again, this poem's gonna stay with me. Let's keep it going. Should we keep it going?
Yes!
Wow, we got a new character. Let's meet this new character coming up to the mic.
I didn't get the assignment, so I got a couple characters with my dad.
Which is mine.
This is Bobby Miller Light. And he wrote this poem about his shoes, and it's for his show and tell because his dad made him write it, but he freaking hates poems. My shoes are tight. My shoes are so tight. My shoes are too tight. My shoelaces are too tight. My shoelaces feel like they're strangling me. I don't even like these shoes. You made me get them, even though I wanted cool shoes like that guy in the front row. And I wrote that. See, it's even in the poem. Just let me freaking finish so we can all leave. God, okay, here goes. My shoes are too tight. My shoes are so tight that my shoes are not tight. And they're not tied. The laces were a freaking metaphor.
Wow. I mean, honestly, like, so we start off with the word tight, right? Yeah, that's lazy. And just by the end of it, I said, this isn't tight, you know, like not in this way. It became strangling. And we were really, I do like to think of a poem often as a corridor, right? We're opening different doors. What's in there? I don't want to look, you know. And I would say this poem really made me look at the things I didn't want to look at. Like my relationship with my dad. Anything stand out for you?
Masterful use of repetition. Loved the rhyming of tight with tight. 3 is the number in poetry.
Yeah. And that repetition did really, it grounded, like an anchor, right? It said, I'm not going anywhere, right? It said, well, neither are we, right? Wonderful. Let's keep it going. Ernie! Hi.
Party! Canula unduyetu? Are you Luba friends? Mama Nula, Mama friend. Any Mama Luba friend. I'm hungry. Kamimiate. Finger and mouth, hunger go away. Sleepover fun, hide and seek game I play. Sleepover fun, wear big shirts like gowns. Lubo learning English verb and nouns. Me and you, friend, never Libu quit. Watch movies and share friends' secret. Lubu scared of being upside down. Lubu think might look good if dye my hair tuft brown. Lubu can't smile or frown. Lubu saw a puppy drown. Night, night. Lubu, no light. Lubu have fright. Monsters be scared, help I know. You tickle Lubu. La 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 la.
If
I could have that much, self-abandonment on stage, if I could really let myself go like Lubo just did, did anything stand out for you?
Just raw, just so real, so relatable.
So many layers.
Yeah.
So
You gotta really turn them off. They're hard.
I do have to say, it's March 2019, and I, reading a lot of poetry, and I have to say my favorite line thus far has to be put finger in mouth, hunger, put finger in mouth, hunger, go away. That is probably, yeah. What a relatable line.
I wear a big shirt like that.
Yes. Again, gonna need some time with that. Let's hear our final poem for round 2, yeah?
Okay. All right. I look down from my evergreen perch. Stacy is still crying. I remember a more innocent time when we used to be besties. Her mom even made us matching little denim vesties. On long rainy days, we would play in her basement until she met Trudy, who became my replacement. Now they hang out and they don't invite me to play, but I joined their Girl Scout troop so they can't say go away. Now I'm here amongst the trees and leaves, and I've been outside before. But never with blood on my hands. We were supposed to go on a hike. We were supposed to bond with our sisters. Well, I'm an only child in a vacancy. No room for sisterhood or should, could, would. Only room for the jagged silver hunting knife my mom's boyfriend Craig gave me. The TV says, after 5 months alone in the woods, 14-year-old lone survivor rescued from Troop 17 disappearance. But the TV in my heart says, die, you thin mint bitches. Samoas, Thin Mints, Toffee-tastic. Have you ever tried to kill someone with your sweatband elastic? It's really hard. Rocks rain down from my hawk's perch, smashing their brains like they smashed my BFF dreams. But I alone can hear their screams. I'll bathe in their blood. They'll never be found. Girl Scouts really do have enough love to go around.
And I think someone nodded and said, oh my God. Which is honestly, right, as we're working on our poems, we want to get that response. I think also I did feel very, some, Robert Frost moments. That line of, I've been outside before, right? Felt very Frostian to me. Did anything stand out for you? Yeah.
Reminiscent of the nature of poetry of Mary Oliver to me.
Yes.
She was just always in the grass with women.
Yeah, naming things.
Yeah.
And how could we not talk about that rhyme, right? Have you ever tried to strangle someone with elastic, right? The elastic. It really cut through. Wow. There's a lot to unpack again. Wonderful. You guys, that was round 2. Okay. Before we get into our final round, and I can tell you guys are, the auras and the energy is really tense, right? Because we've been absorbing all these feelings, right? But these feelings are not your own, right? What's gonna matter is the feelings at the end when you choose the winner and you make 3 other people sad. That's you guys ready for a random rapid fire poetic question? Okay, let's hear it. This one is, okay, how come houses look like a person's face?
Excuse me. I think when people, the architects are designing houses, they see people that they love when they're not really subconscious, and then it's projected onto a house.
That's an amazing answer! Wow!
'Cause windows are the eyes of the soul.
Yeah! I heard that.
Houses have doors.
Still thinking about that.
Number 4?
Yes.
Yes. Lizzie, you get 38,000 don't look at me points, which again has nothing to do if you're gonna win the show or not. It's for you to use throughout the week at your own leisure.
I will.
I bet. Okay, yeah, you're ready for round 3? With the theme of things that I absolutely do not like. This theme is windy. Don't like it, don't want anything to do with it. So that's the theme for round 3. Let's hear Patricia.
Thank you. So, this is called Etiquette Tips from the Wind. Show your ID. It's important and you're meeting someone new that you just show them your ID. So that they know that you're not an identity thief or a scary person. Shower with the lights off. For those of you who are attractive-wise 6 or under, you want to share it with the lights off. It's something I have to do, and it looks like all of you. Thank you. And shame yourself publicly. This will help people can just feel better about themselves. So you can do something like, I'm 32 in a Starbucks ordering a Frappuccino because I'm a man child. And I don't know how to take care of my body. So, yes, that's that. And then one more. Should I applaud? Should you applaud?
We're all feeling it. Yes, of course, Swayze. I mean, I just can't get enough. I mean, really, I was taken to some of the, New York poets, right? Frank O'Hara, right? Really talking about what's coming in and what's going out, and show your ID, right? Is it, this ID or this ID? That's where that took me. Anything stand out for you, Aiden?
The onomatopoeia of the wind.
Yeah.
Great use of that.
Yeah. Calmed us down every time.
Yeah. Ending with the question, should you applaud? I still don't know if I did the right thing.
And that's gonna stay with you, right? That's gonna haunt you
Forever.
And again, that's what we want to do with our poetry, right? Really make people uncomfortable for a long amount of time. Thank you so much, Patricia. Let's keep it going. What a quick transition! Great! Woo! Close enough.
This is windy snuts.
Yeah, get everybody excited!
Windy. Another word for beauty. If cops were angels, she'd be on duty. Her shimmering hair draws envy even from the sun. Eloquence is to her as walk is to run. The exquisiteness that is windy cannot be compared. She has enough splendor and grace to fill the world, even if it was shared. Windy's also the name of my reflection.
Give
I hung up on that moment of if cops were angels, then she'd be on duty. So layered, right? And we have an if-then statement, which we normally just hear in science, right? That's normally a hypothesis moment.
And all the comparisons, it was like a beautiful SAT test.
Yes, and it's like, am I gonna get points for writing my name down? That was, you saying that made me feel that.
I'm gonna be learning about that in my dark shower tonight.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful. Let's keep it going, guys. Welcome, Luba Bernie.
When do I stop thinking in Furbish? Why are my eyes getting so much mist? I just realized the span of my mortality. It's the charge of 2 AA batteries. Before me were the many me's. Furby or not Furby. Tell the world Lupo was alive. Basement party, Irish countryside. Tickle Me Elmo was my first kiss. I love to sing and dance like this. Tell the world Lubo loved to eat. Finger meat was my favorite treat. I grew up. I'm no longer scared of the dark. I'm just scared of injustice. I never really did find out what this black thing is. Mama. Thank you for my life. You are my greatest love. I'll sing to you from the toy store up above. Oh my God. Mama, don't be sad as my batteries drain. Lupo, tickle you, take away the pain. Mama, don't be sad. Don't be a tissue grabber.
Oh my God.
In Furbish, Lubo's name means goofy gabber. So let me tell you one last jib jabber. Somebody say, tell me a joke.
Tell me a joke.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Betty.
Betty who?
Betty by time. Me sleep now?
And Swayze, I 100% agree. Wow, I can't, so to think that the batteries, because we could get new batteries, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to end, which is where I'm at. It was reminiscent though, and I have to say, because I think we're all thinking this, of, almost every single one of Shakespeare's tragedies, right?
Yeah.
Henry,
Mm-hmm.
and... and what a sad...
You're not to be, they say in that play.
What a sad tale it is. Oh, wow. And anything come up for you in that poem? Because that was a poem.
It was transcendent, yeah. I think there's that thing that they tell you in every poetry workshop where they say that poetry gives words to what cannot be said. And
Yes.
my Furby never said that to me.
But to know that your Furby was feeling that, right?
Ugh.
Yeah, last thing I'll do is, and that reminds me of, I had a professor once that say that in every poem, right, we have fear, and we have sex, and we have God, right? And I would say that everything, all three of those, the all-knowing. Okay, are we ready for our final poem? Woo!
Okay, guys, but before I tell you this last poem, I just need you all to know that because of the Girl Scouts honor, you can't tell anybody what I said. I didn't stop with 2. Witnesses couldn't be left. I stole all of their eyes so that police would assume theft. 24 dead, only 1 remains. I have a sick microchip souvenir I found in Abby's brains. Once cleaned off and carved, their bones made good tools, and their meat went down nicely with the troop leader's smuggled O'Douls. The woods are quite pleasant without crying or screams. Maybe I'll live here with the bones forever. Maybe that's my dream. I'll build me a mansion with their leftover parts. Human bone chandeliers have a place in my heart. And just when I thought it was all on my own, a grizzly bear appeared. I wasn't alone. I bowed before this magnificence, hoping that the beast would spare me. I threw forth some leftover entrails as an offering of peace. The beast was appeased. I shared with him my Stacy-flavored jerky. He stared deeply into my eyes, piercing my soul like no human ever could. How did he find me again after all this time apart? I suppose the day's hot wind blew the sweet, sweaty stench of decay 15 miles in every direction, bringing this majestic beast to me and my meat. My friendship meat. Meet me, oh great bear. Pick the hot steaming friendship meat from my bones. I am ready. Suddenly, he reared up on his powerful hind bare legs, staring at triple my height. And I'm the tallest girl in the 7th grade. Then the raging beast reared back his head and roared the song of his troop. His bear troop. Instinctually, I flashed him the sign of my people. He scooped me up and picketed me onto his back. He threw me some dried troop leader, and we began our new journey. We traveled steadily for 3 days. And right as I finished my last bite of Troop 17, we arrived back to civilization, where this bear, wiser than I, knew that I belonged. The bear disappeared into the forest, leaving me behind with my kind. I was eventually returned to my mom and Craig after 5 months in the forest. They're still looking for the rest of Troop 17, but I know they'll never find the bones. I've never been more sure of anything in my entire life. Also, if you guys would like to buy some cookies after the show, I'm trying to win the Unicorn Sparkle Rainbow Bike. Thank you.
Yeah, so there's 2 things that stood out to me. That the first moment where the speaker comes in hot and just says, "I stole all their eyes," right? We're not gonna wait around, right? And so in your poetry, get to it. And then the second thing is, and I think you and I were sharing this moment. I mean, right? The Odyssey, Beowulf, Dante's Inferno, right? These are all just great tales, and right when you think it's going to be over, it's not, right? It keeps going.
There's a bear.
There's a bear, yeah. So that, I like the great classics. Homer.
Notes of Thoreau.
Yes. The grass.
The dual meaning of meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meat and meat.
Yeah.
Yes.
How was that spelled?
Yes. And if we can only see it on the page, but also I don't want to get close enough to see the page. You guys, those were all the poems. So now we're gonna choose a winner, okay? And so the winner's gonna get this paper plate award I made that says a room full of strangers think I'm good at poetry. And then they're gonna get to write an inspirational quote on my piece of wood. So the way we're gonna choose the winner is I'm gonna go over their heads and you're gonna make distinct different noises for who you want to win. Okay? Does that sound good? Yeah. Okay. Ready? Different, okay? So we're gonna go again, and I'm gonna really hear the person you want to win. This is harsh, but this is how the world is. Ready?
inspirational quote on my book from Home Depot. I'm gonna read. I always, I think ceremony and ritual is important, and I like to wrap up every slam by reading, a quote from my favorite inspirational quote of mine. Before I do, I just want you guys to know that this is Blake's second time being on the show, and I think, and this time he came with a vengeance. Okay, so sorry. I'm just gonna read a little bit from this piece that I kind of really carries me throughout my day. It's called Axel F by Crazy Frog. And I'm just gonna read a tiny little excerpt for you guys. Ring ding ding. Da ba ba araba. Ba boom ba baroomba. Ooh, what's going on? Ding ding. This is the Crazy Frog. Ding ding. Bam bam. Ring ding 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 ding. Ring ding 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 ding. Bam bam. Ring ding 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 ding. Ring ding 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 ba ba. Ring ding 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 ding. Ring ding 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 ding. Bam bam bam. Ring ding 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 ding. This is the Crazy Frog. Breakdown. Ding ding. Thank you so much.